Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Fun Stuff Friday and we've got some fun stuff from my birthday to play with today. I bought this wonderful little pencil holder to hold all of my Derwent pastel pencils that I got for my birthday. I also purchased a pastel sharpener to sharpen the pastels with because I tried to sharpen them with a regular sharpener and I shortened one pencil quite a bit. So I didn't like that. So let's try out this Derwent sharpener here. Let's see this one here. I have my little thingy there so that I don't spill stuff everywhere. Ooh, it does a really good job. And it makes the wood nice and smooth too, so that's good. Now I might have to brush this out after every use so that it doesn't contaminate other pencils, because it does look like it holds on to a bit of the pastel. So let's take a tissue and where is my brush? It's around here somewhere. There it is. Let's see if I can just brush it out with my soft brush. Yep, just brushes right out. However, it doesn't brush it right out of there, so I would still say keep a tissue handy and wipe down your pencils after you've sharpened them so that you're not getting any contaminant colors onto other colors. So these are Derwent pastel pencils, and of course they do have the England Derwent pastel and then the color name and the color number. Oh, you probably can't see that very well, so we'll switch you over to this one. There we go. And of course it has the typical Derwent dip on the end of the pencil. So it's got Derwent Pastel and the color name and the color number. So we will do a swatch of these and then we will play with them a little bit. I'm going to switch it back over to the other camera here. I've got two different trays of colors here. So there's 72 colors in this set. And we will do a swatch of them. We will color with them. I've got a page here pulled out for us to color with and a stump to blend with. And hopefully that will be enough. Otherwise, I'm going to be using my fingers. So if you just want to grab your coffee, this will just be a few minutes and get ready for the swatch. And we will review that, sharpen up some pencils, and color this wonderful little picture. Okay, guys, this will be just one moment. Okay, so that wasn't so bad. So we have the swatch here, and I have sprayed it so that it is solidified in place there. Excuse me. I did only put down the color numbers. I was starting with the color names and it was making a mess. So I'm going to switch you on over to the other camera here and turn the light back on so that we can take a look at the colors. Maybe. So we've got a light yellow into our yellows, a little skin tone there, into our dark yellows and our oranges, into our vermilions and reds. And I'm hung up. And then our darker reds into another peachy pink color, and more reds into our burgundies, into our pinks, and then into purples and blues. It has a really wide range in your blues, especially blues and greens, as well as, it seems to cover really well for all of the color families and every level of the tones and tints as well. So that's really cool. So we've got our greens, and we go down into our browns, and we've got quite a few in the brown family. These ones here, the 620 and 640, are a really good terracotta kind of browns. And then we've got our dark grays into our blacks and grays. Now this one here is 660. Let's see that color, because it looks like a secondary black, but I think it's a gray. Let's see here. I think it's this one. So that one is called Seal, and I think it's a sealy gray color, and it looks really black. I can't get it out of the package here, so hold on a sec. Yeah, so this one is called Seal, and it's quite dark, and even the tip is quite black. So it may be a really, really dark gray, but it looks almost black on the paper. Give it a sharpen here. May not be one that we use later, but it needed to be sharpened a little bit. But yeah, it's a really dark color. And as you can see, my color chart is a little bit rubbed around because, yeah, they're pastels. So they rub around. So we're going to color this picture. I'm going to switch you over to the main here. So we're going to color this picture. So we're going to pull some colors and get started. Of course, we've got a bit of a mess going on over here. It'll be so much easier once I put them in the in this bag, because it's a nice small bag. It'll fit all of them in it. It's only meant to hold 72, but it will also hold my sharpener and any stumps or anything that I need to put in there. But until then, let's just lay them out here so that we can grab a color or two. So I'm not, I need my color chart. I need the color chart. So I think we're going to start in the center and work our way out, of course, because they are pastels and we don't want them all over us. So let's grab this one. Yeah, this one here, which is raspberry. And we'll take this one here, which is coral pink. This one. We're going to start off with a couple of reds. and a couple of pinks, and we'll work our way out into purples, blues, and greens, probably. We will see. All right, so let's move that over there. Move this over here. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. For some reason, I ended up with a frog in my throat. So I'm just going to sharpen these up a little bit. Just to get them ready to go. Now what I'm hoping, I've never used them before. I've used woodless pastel pencils, but I've never used the Derwent ones. And, oh, I don't want to drop them. And of course my dog has decided that she needs to bark at something outside. Sorry about that, guys. Hold on 1 second. Alright. Okay, so we've got our 2 reds and our 2 pinks here. We're going to dust off the page because I've gotten stuff on it already. So we're going to take the darker of the red, which is crimson, and we're going to just start off here. Just trying to decide if I want to put you on the close-up camera or not. Yeah, we'll put it on the close-up. So what I'm doing is I'm just going over the edges here. Just a little bit. Just the same way I would with colored pencils. Just a lot lighter. Trying not to use sorry about that. Trying not to use a heavier hand because I don't want to completely smash the tip, but still try to get a good amount of this color in here so that we can blend it out into the other red that we've chosen. Now the only thing I've colored a couple of actual pictures with with pastel pencils as well as pan pastels, but I'm not overly confident with it. And with these being as expensive as they are, I don't want to damage them. I won't say I don't want to play with them because I want to play with them so I can learn them, but I don't want to end up, using up all of them with not knowing how to use them very well. And I'm completely off camera, sorry guys. Okay, so we've got our dark red down. That's a crimson P160, and we're just going to take our little stubby here and we're just going to blend that in. Now in this area here, I want it to be a little bit deeper red, so I've got the raspberry, put a little bit of raspberry there. Now with these, I think it might be better if I put down the light color first and then went to the darker color. For the edges. But it seems to pull a lot of color in from the darker color, so might not even need the lighter color. Maybe to do the edges a little bit more and get that definition. I'm going to actually do a little bit between each of these little areas here. Now this is just experimentation. This is just seeing what they'll do and how best to get them going. And I may be doing this completely wrong, but yeah, let's play with them a little bit. And of course, we've got the blending stump and whatnot, so worst comes to worst, we can just blend it out. Now I don't have a sander for my blending stump, which I think I need to get in order to trim off that color. I'll use a page or something to take that off so that I'm not contaminating other areas with it. Another thing I could be using is I could use a eyeshadow brush to blend it as well. So I'm just pulling that darker down. Because I did that outer line there in that dark red. Trying to not go over the lines here. Now I'm quite sure that if I was to put down like take an eraser to it, I could easily lift all of that color up that I've put down there. This one I'm just going to take this bright pink. Just going to bring it in. Oh, it's going to make me sneeze. It's a little dusty and I'm going to sneeze. I'm breathing it in a little bit. Hopefully it just goes away and I won't sneeze. No, I'm not going to look at the light because you guys don't need to know that I'm going to sneeze. You guys don't need to hear me sneeze. So we're just going to take a bit of this brighter pink here, like that. And I'm probably doing this wrong. Like I said, I probably need to put down the lighter color first and the darker color over it. But that's why we do it. That's why we play with things, so that we can learn the best way to do it. I'm just filling in a little bit with this light pink in the areas that I want the lighter pink to be. And then I'll blend it all together with the stump. Really need to watch some videos on how best to do them, but I haven't yet. And sometimes I learn better just by playing with it and fiddling than I would if I was to sit and watch video after video after video of somebody else fiddling. And sometimes it's just fun to fiddle yourself. That just sounded very wrong. Sorry, guys. To play with your colors yourself. So I'm just moving this along and blending it all together into that area that I want color. And take that dark pink and bring it in. Same with down here, bring the dark pink into it. Like that. Then I think I want to take this light pink and go in through here. And then I'm going to take the red, I'm going to go over top of it, just a little bit, go up the edges. Alright. I'm going to take the red end and bring it into that pink. Like that. And I want a little bit more of a deeper red there. Just like that. Alright, and then you do it to the other side. Okay, so let's make sure. Oh, of course, I'm doing the opposite that I said that we should do. Just going to take the lighter red I'm just putting down some color in between these areas. We probably won't get to this whole thing today, but I'll do this red part and then we'll move on to a different color area so that we're not only going to use pink and red today. I know that looks messy, but I think once I smooth it out, it'll be fine. I think I should have chosen a little bit less intricate of a design. This is a very intricate design. I think another thing that you can do is put down one color, blend it, put down another color and blend it in, which would probably be a smart thing to do. Might give you a better line from one color to the next. So that they don't blend together so much and take each other over. I know I'm making a mess, but that's the part. That's what a part of learning how to do things is making a mess. Gotta make a mess to make it pretty. We have so many new things to play with and so many new things to learn. Okay, so there's our red. I like this one. Alright, let's take some purples. Let's find some purples. Let's see here. I think our purples are in the other tray. There we go. So let's grab this one and this one. And all of them are going into the bag afterwards anyway, so we've got violet oxide and lavender. So I think I'm going to use the violet oxide first because it's a light color. It needs to be sharpened. And we're going to put it down first and then we'll blend it. And then we'll put the other one on top and see how that works. get that stuff off. And if I had a sanding pad, it probably wouldn't. Okay, and then we'll take this one and we'll add it in. Yeah, I think that's going to work so much better. And then like that. Sorry guys, I don't mean to go quiet on you. I'm just figuring this stuff out. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get it to a point where it hits this area and I can thin it out a little bit. Yeah, I'm just the wheels are turning and it shuts me up. Okay, so let's bring all that purple together and bring it down. I think there's got to be a cleaner way of doing it on the stumps, because you're going to have to clean this stump all the time and it's just paper. Okay. So let's take the little stumpy again and we'll bring those two colors together. It looks kind of cool. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Alright, so then let's do this one in some blues. And let's do a little bit of yellows maybe. Let's do this yellow and this yellow. Or, yeah. Yeah, I think so. So this is the yellow I was having trouble sharpening with the other sharpener, and it just sharpened no problem. And that's the darker one, so I want to do the light first. I think I might have to have an eraser nearby when I do this so that I can get the other colors off of the areas that I'm coloring, because I think I've got some pink and red and purples on this area, and yeah, not so good. Yeah, I definitely need one of those sharpeners, I think, to remove the colored parts so that they don't cross-contaminate each other. Alright, so let's do this gently so that we don't drag any colors from any of the other areas into it. And then we'll take the bright yellow and do our bright yellow areas there. Okay, that looks pretty good, I think. Okay, so we've got some purples, we've got some reds, we've got some pinks, we've got some yellows. Let's put in some blues. I think maybe some blue greens. Yeah, I think these two. Because, yeah, why not? They're pretty. And I like pretty. So, there's that. Let's try a different technique this time. So let's do this wave here. He's still on camera. Okay. then we'll take this one, we'll go this way with it. And we'll try to meet them in the middle. Let's see how that looks. That looks pretty good. It'd probably look better if that other wave wasn't breaking it up. Let's see if we can find an area that doesn't have anything breaking it up. No, so it's fine. We'll do this wave here. And we'll just drag it out. Just drag it right out into nothing. I like the looks of that. And then we'll do the same thing with this blue on this one here. Yeah. Trying to find a wave area. So this one here. And from this point, we'll drag it out. So, do this part nice and dark and bright, and then this part here will that looks pretty cool. Okay, so we've got a couple of blues down. Let's add a little bit more here to the edge. Got a couple of blues down, a couple of reds down, and a couple of yellows and a couple of purples. So let's do some greens in these leaves here. I can definitely see that I'm either going to need to figure out how to do the sandpaper thing. I know I have some around here. I think it's in here. Maybe not. I'm going to have to figure out the sandpaper thing. I could have swore I had some, but I think my husband may have stolen it so that I can keep this clean. Alright, so let's do some greens. Let's do a nice dark green. So I think 460 and 420. There's 420. Which is shamrock. That's a little Let's do 440 instead. What's this one? Actually 410 forest green would be good. And then grass green, or yeah, I don't know why that's called emerald green, but we'll use it. Just gotta sharpen. Of course, don't hold the sharpener over the paper. Got a nice point. And another nice point. Alright. So with this one, I'm just going to do the outside of the leaf in the light color with bits of the dark color drawn into it. And then on the inside we'll do a gradient from light to dark. With the dark color. And then probably don't need that much color down, but get it everywhere, blend it in. Normally I just use pastels for backgrounds, so I've colored a couple of pictures with pastel pencils and one or two with the pan pastels, but mostly I use them for just coloring backgrounds. So I'm just going to add a little bit of dark green here. We'll drag that down a little bit. And then in here we'll put the dark green. Do it from both sides here. And then we'll take our handy dandy Stumpy here. So I think we need a little bit more down here. So that we can drag it in properly. Okay. And then this one we're going to do bring them both together. Like that. I think that looks all right. And then we'll take a lighter green. Let's try this one. So this is fresh green, and we'll do that little spot in the center there with some fresh green. And there we have it. So we've used some blues, we've used some greens, and we've used some pinks and reds and purples and yellows. And we have put a pretty good start on this picture. We figured out several different ways of blending them in to each other, as well as different ways of using this stick that I've never used before. So I've used like one and I completely destroyed it and probably was using it wrong. So they're definitely pigmented. They're very, very bright. They're very easy to use. Let's see, what else can I say about them? They sharpen quite well with the Derwent pastel sharpener. So if you do buy these or do have them, I would strongly suggest the Derwent pastel sharpener, just because I tried to sharpen them with something else and made a horrible, horrible mess of it. You can either just color straight on the page and move them that way, or you can, I don't know, color on a palette and transfer them with your Q-tips and whatnot. Let's see how a Q-tip does. I've got a Q-tip here. I'm quite sure the Q-tip will do quite well. So let's see. I've got some orange here. We've got a Q-tip. So let's take another, let's just use this yellow. On top of it. Now I can take the orange side of the Q-tip and just color with it to have that nice pastel pale orange color. So you can definitely color with your Q-tip. Let's see. Let's put a little bit of color down on my thingy here. I have a plastic thing here that I use for crayons, and it doesn't work the same way with this as it would on crayons, so that may not work. It does give you a bit. Let's see. Put it straight on the Q-tip, it might work. I'll put it straight on the Q-tip. And it gives me a pretty good amount of color. I think coloring straight on the page so far has been the best option. You can go from light to dark or dark to light, or you can just do one or two colors in a row. Like here I've got that color and a yellow color, and we'll take a green color and an orange color. And then we can just blend them together. Drag them all out, blend them together. Like that. Lots of really great things that you can do with the pencils. Like I said, you can use a Q-tip, you can use a stub, you can use, and I know those stumps have a name, I just cannot remember it for the life of me at the moment. You can use a eyeshadow applicator, one of these. Blends it quite nicely. And that sort of thing. The eyeshadow applicator will actually pick up quite a bit of the excess as well. So when you're trying to keep your page a little bit cleaner, you can also use it to clean your page. The only thing that I don't like about pastels sometimes is I'm very textural. I don't like feeling dust on my fingers. So I would be one of those people that if I was going into a large picture where I might actually touch it a lot, would have to wear gloves. Just because I just don't like the dust feeling on my fingers. But it does blend together beautifully. Lots of wonderful, wonderful colors. And yeah, I can't wait to do an entire picture with them. It should be a lot of fun. Not much more I can say about them. They are a fantastic product. They are well pigmented. They move very nicely with all different types of products that you can move these things with. And yeah, once it's sprayed, it'll be really pretty. Like I have sprayed this with a fixative so that you can see that the colors are quite bright in comparison to what's on the page. And once I spray that with a fixative, it will be really bright. So far, I have had a lot of fun with them so far, and now that I can sharpen them without being concerned that I'm going to completely destroy them, I will have a lot more fun with them. We will color an entire page with them one day once I get really good at controlling them, or even a little bit good at controlling them, um, and find the best option for me, not for them, because you can use anything on them, but for yourself, you have to find the best option for blending yourself, what works best for you. So once I find what works best for me and how to keep it clean and sharp, because this works really, really well. My only thing that I don't like is that it holds on to the color, and I don't want to cross contaminate. So I know that they normally sell a sandpaper thing for it, which will help keep it sharp. I did not get one, so I will have to order one, and that will help me keep it nice and sharp. So then I will be able to use these a lot more. And it comes, those stumps come with many different sizes, um, so you can definitely use really tiny ones, or medium ones, things like that. I like these a lot, and I think that they would probably be the best option for it. I just have to get the things that I need to sharpen them, so that I'm not making a mess. Otherwise, wonderful, wonderful product. And I will be putting them in this wonderful little bag that I bought, this little carrying case. It's so pretty. And putting them in a safe spot so they don't get all beaten up. And I will be using them more often, and playing with them and getting them figured out. Like I said, I have a set of woodless ones, and I don't like using them a whole lot because I don't like the feeling of the dust on my hands. So I will wear my glove and I will play with them some. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and have enjoyed the videos today. I do have a couple of more that I need to do for you, or at least one more that I need to do for you. And I hope you enjoy it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Of course, remember to relax, color, and stay safe. All right, guys, bye-bye for now.